Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalcode.com. Okay, so here's the deal. This video was actually going to be made for the men's channel. I do have a dating relationship coaching page just for men, a YouTube channel. And God had his way. He wants me to go in a different direction. So the original video was going to be about communication and how women can't experience or receive men's emotions when they express them, because real briefly, men express them in the linear way. We use like a word or a phrase and that's it, where she needs the right brain way, lots of descriptive languaging, and I was going to give examples of that. So if you want to hear that on this channel, let me know and I will put that video on both. So I haven't made that video yet. But a lot of men, probably all men, maybe until they're at least 55 or 65, probably their whole life, don't realize that women think that men don't have emotions. And the reason being is because there's a lady, I love her. She's one of the most beautiful ladies. She's probably about 60 plus years old now, but she's a great relationship coach. And she said, my whole life, I thought men had no emotions, no feelings. I just thought they were soulless, like they literally didn't have a soul. And the reason being is because men communicate from the logical left brain. Now, she didn't say that part. That's where my course comes in and answers, why. It's because men express their emotions and love in a way she can't receive, and her brain can't even recognize. The only course out there that fixes this problem is my course, Cracked Female Code. It teaches men how to open up to the right brain, speak the internal language, and also teaches men how to use descriptive language in depth to describe his emotions and feelings internally. Now right there, men are like, inside internally what? What are you talking about? This is such a foreign concept to men that when I teach it to them at first, it goes over their brain, even though I just did it. I didn't describe it in depth right now, but I literally just said what it is. So men, when you learn how to do this, your wife, your girlfriend will look at you for the first time in a way that you have never seen in your life. Okay, so let's get on with this video. I think this video is going to help a lot of you. I do a lot of energy healing and it brings up issues that helps me to clear them, okay? And I do this with my clients as well. So one thing that I've really noticed, it's been a while now, and I don't think I've even mentioned it. I mean, this has been very clear for more than a year, maybe 2. So when I used to walk into grocery stores or anywhere, restaurants or whatever, I just noticed people were really, really mean to me. And it was a very consistent thing to where I'd have to kind of bounce around from place to place and not go anywhere too consistently. And part of that was because I always felt like people were mad at me, and because I was raised that way, it became a part. Okay, when you have a part that bounces out of your core, if you don't heal it, it's going to constantly attract this attention. Now, not only does it attract it, it only sees which it is. So if you believe that people hate you and are mad at you, that's all you're going to see. Everywhere you go, and your friends are like, what are you talking about? All those people loved you. Well, yeah, but what about so-and-so? Well, yeah, except for that guy and his friend. But that's all you see because that's what you focus on. This is why it's really important to stop listening to fear, because fear is going to get you to focus on fearful things. When you focus on love, life becomes wonderful. Here's my transformation. Completely night and day. So here's the way it used to be. I used to go to restaurants, grocery stores, or wherever, and people were just mean. Now here's the thing. When you have a charge to something, regardless of whatever it is, it gets amplified around certain people. And what happens is these people connect to your charge and they start to really push it, and or I'm going to use the phrase, go after you. They may not go after you, like follow you home, but when you're in their domain, their work, or their space, then they really kind of pour it on. So essentially what happens is your charge, how to explain this? It's like their charge gets triggered by your charge. It's totally unconscious. It's really an energy thing, and it's an energetic thing. You never met them, you never saw them, you walked by them, they're like 100 feet to the right or 50 feet to the right, never saw them, but boom, all of a sudden they're just angry at you, or they're, whatever their charge is, and they get triggered, and you're like, but I never even saw them. And that's the thing, a lot of times you never even see these people. You have no interaction with them. So let's say someone doesn't feel good about themselves. They feel like everyone looks at them like they're a loser, or I don't know, whatever it is, okay? You walk in, you're happy, self-confident, but you do have this charge underneath that's just kind of sitting there asleep. Somehow their charge will look at you and be like, oh, who do they think they are, right? And then what happens is they mess with you. They get one of their friends or co-workers to mess with you. So now you got 2 or 3 people at the same store messing with you. And now your charge is getting freaked out. Now it's getting amplified and turned on, like plugged in, and the energy's going through it. And now it's going, oh my God, everyone hates me. Here's the deal. If you are using energy healing, you can heal these things, and it literally will disappear. Now, it may not happen overnight, but you'll notice layers of it, like you're peeling it like layers to an onion. You heal a layer of it, so now it's not as intense, but it still sucks. Then you heal another layer, and then maybe 2-3 months later, another layer, etc., etc. It might take a year, might take 2 years, might take 6 months. But here's the thing, every layer you heal, you really, really notice, like, wow, you notice a shift. So there's something that I've been noticing. There was a store that I got to a point where I just wouldn't go there. It was so bad. So finally, I just went to the head manager. I walked in, dressed with some dress suit, nice dress jacket, etc. And I just talked to the manager. I said, hey, here's what's going on. I'm getting really sick and tired of it. I told her everything. Well, it did shut down, but I stopped going there. Now, here's the thing. That was one of my lessons. I had to get really comfortable walking up to manager saying, hey, here's what's going on. I need this to stop. And then just turn around and walk away. It's not your job to do their job. You tell them what's going on, and you make a note of it on your computer. I would send an email to yourself. That way you have evidence if it ever comes down to a judge or talking to her boss and say, hey, here's what I did on this date, and you make notes. And then you can pull it up and they see the date, like, yep, that's a computer stamped date. So there's things like that I learned. Like, you really, really have to stand up for yourself. Now, watch this. Here's the difference. So I started going back again. Sure, they still hate me. You can see the anger in their eyes. You can see, it's just like, it's incredible. It's like, I don't even know these people. Like, I've never had an interaction with them. So there's a difference, though. Over the last year or two, I really started noticing the people. There was a few people at the store that were just really nice to me. It was just night and day. Like, I don't mean now, but even say 12 plus months ago, just super kind to me. But the funny thing, I thought, it's funny, they've always been nice to me, but I didn't notice it. Here's the way it works. When you're in a part is basically imagine a cup of water and like you get into a scary situation and the core you says, screw that, I don't want to deal with it. So it takes a little bit of a little droplet of energy and pushes it outside of the cup. It's like, you deal with it. And what happens is this becomes a charge and it begins to attract the very thing that it's supposed to deal with. It creates its own values and beliefs and its own strategy on how to deal with it. And part of the strategy for a lot of you, and I know for me in this case, I didn't notice the people that were being nice to me at all. And they were very nice to me. They helped me all the time. But I couldn't even hear it. I couldn't even see it. I didn't even notice it. Now, I don't mean at this one store. I mean every single place since I was a little child. In school, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, every class, every teacher, every classroom, all the students, every sports team, every job I've ever had, everything. See, what happens is those parts will get so focused on what happened that they only see that, and they delete everything else out of the picture. It's like nothing else exists. It's like looking down a rifle scope. You're so focused and so narrow focused, you only see that. You only hear that negative thing. So part of the strategy is it blocked anything and everything else out. So that's all it saw. So when I was in that charge, that's what I saw. It filtered everything. So I could be in a room, say a classroom of 30 people or 40 or whatever, or maybe an NLP training of like 500 people, and I only experienced the negative people, and there could be only one or two in the entire class. Now here's the weird thing. It happens with dating too. It's like I would only meet the women that were just, at first they weren't mean, but like people give away signs, and I only dated some of the meanest people on the planet. And yet I could be in a room of 100 beautiful women that liked me, and I would only date the one that was mean. So what happens is it makes it a bias. You start to believe like, oh, well, this is the way all people are. All women, all men, all grocery store workers, or all, whatever. It's not true. So here's the transformation. And it doesn't, you don't, how to explain this? When you start to heal, it happens, but you don't quite recognize it yet. Literally, guys, it took me about a year. It took me about 9 months or maybe a year. People are mean to me. Life sucks. Why are people so mean? So here's what happened. I noticed this one guy at the grocery store. He was just really nice to me. He's always been nice. And I remember like, yeah, that's a nice guy. So if I ever see him, I'm going to say hi to him. And I thought, yeah, but then he's going to start being a dick to me, That's what I thought. But over a year, he never did. And it's just, he's just a nice, happy guy. And then there's another one that's always been nice to me. Really cool. I'm like, yeah, that guy's cool too. And I still did, but I'm still in the back of my mind going, yeah, well, they're going to turn on me. You see, it always happens. I hope you're listening. This is such a great video to help you snap out of negative things like this. So time began to press on, and there was this cashier that was just super nice to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about her. She's always been nice to me. And I'm like, that's really weird. Like, I never really noticed that before. Because here's what happens. When you are in those charges, how to explain this? It deletes everything. Everything that's not what it believes. So if it believes this, all people are mean to me and people are this and that to me, that's all it will see. That's all it sees. It's almost like the people that are good to you get blurred out. It's like you interact with them. Somebody could follow you around with a camera and they could replay it back. But here's what you'll do. You'll say, yeah, but they don't count because blah, 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 right? Or one thing I used to say, well, yeah, but none of these nice people never stood up for me when this person was being mean to me in front of them. Stuff like that. Here's the deal. We hold on to our charges. We hold on to these beliefs for dear life. This is the way it is. And you've got a therapist or life coach like me trying to help you say, look, there's a better way, and you can really let go of all this fear. Thank God I'm an NLP trainer and energy healer because we can shake this loose no problem. So one of the things we do is we fight to hold on to the very thing. And here's the thing. These charges bring the very thing into our lives that we don't want. Because that's its reality. Once you believe something, it's like, well, that's the way life is. And that's all it allows you to experience. So if you bump into someone at a party that's really nice to you, like the way it used to be with me, I'd meet a woman or maybe even just people that were nice to me, and something felt fake. It didn't feel real. I thought, yeah, those people are so fake. It felt faded. It felt like there was no connection. So then I'd move on. Boom, I click with something. Yep, this is my reality. Here's the fucked up person. But the thing is, it seems like this is reality, where here it is. Those other people didn't seem real, and that's the way I would explain it. So now when I go into the grocery store, here's what happened. Slowly, and it's not just the grocery store, it's everywhere. It's at restaurants, it's everywhere. Slowly, it's like the lighting started to shift. The people that were mean started to fade out, almost like they were pushed back, and they got faded out like the good people used to. And the good people started to stand out to me. And when they smiled, I felt it. Whereas before I didn't feel it. When they did something extra nice, I really noticed it, and it really made me feel good. I felt it now. And I could see it, and I could hear it in their voice. I could see it in their smiles. And all of a sudden I started realizing I'm not surrounded by a bunch of monsters. There's a lot of good people in this room too. And they like me. Now here's the deal. I noticed something else. Now when I walk into these spaces, restaurants, grocery stores, whatever, how do I explain this? Okay, here it is. Because I'm not so narrow focused, I'm more wide and expanded on this issue. When I walk into these spaces, I'm still wide. I don't close down. Okay, here we go. We're going to battle mode. I didn't do that. I've been much more open and much more relaxed. And here's what it allowed me to see that I never saw my entire life, going all the way back since I was born. So in this one place, there's this short lady, fairly young, I would say. And she was angry. She was angry, kind of frustrated, and just pissed. But here's the deal. She didn't see me. She didn't even know I was there. She was looking at a 90-degree angle away from me. She had no idea I was in the store. So I kind of just sat there and watched how she dealt with other people. Like, wow, she's kind of curt with that guy. Wow, she's kind of a bitch to that guy. Wow, she's kind of mean to that guy. Wow, shit, damn. And I'm like, huh, okay, well. Came in another time. I noticed the same thing. She came walking out of the back all angry and pissed, and her hair was flowing in the wind. That's how fast she was walking. But she didn't see me. For the first time, I started going, wait a minute. She's not mad because of me. She's just a mad person. Here's what I've got to interrupt. I'm actually editing this right now. Here's what I started to do. I began to realize people are balls of energy. Multiple balls of energy. I began to see what's inside them. With that, they've got anger, they've got frustration, they've got guilt or shame. I started realizing this is their energy that they carry around with and they deal with people with. It's not you. This is their energy. Start looking at people and looking at their energy, their emotions. It's not you. When you start noticing that, okay, let's say you're walking around, boom, someone talks to you, and all of a sudden they're you this and you that, and you start feeling bad and stuff. Where did that come from? It came from them. That's their energy. They carry it around with them everywhere they go. There's nothing you can do to change it until they get in and do some deep healing work. What you're going to begin to notice is they do that with their boyfriend, their mom, their girlfriend, their buddy, their customers, their bosses. You might even be able to start watching them hold it down, like fight against it, but then it rears its ugly head. It's energy that's inside them that's going to constantly be expressed, regardless of who interacts with them. When you start to realize that, you start to go, oh, wait a minute. This has nothing to do with me. And then the next step was I started realizing, like, oh, me being nice to them isn't going to make them change. See, that's what you got to understand. They can't change until they do the healing work. By you being nice or saying, hey, can you be nice to me? Can you not treat me this way? Hey, I don't like it when you... None of that means nothing. It's the energy that's inside them. It will be expressed, period, end of sentence, until it's healed and integrated. That's why I started walking away from people that had bad energy. My life has become a lot better. So again, I saw her tonight, and I was watching her, and she was just pissed. And again, she was all the way to the right, wasn't looking at me, had no idea, wasn't even looking in my direction, and she was dealing with customers in the same way. And I thought, oh, it's not even the customer she's dealing with, it's just the energy that's inside her. See, she's going to deal with everyone like that, even if she fights it and tries to be nice and tries to be happy until she heals that energy. That has nothing to do with you or me or any of those customers. Now, I've been noticing this at other places as well, this cashier, this person at this place, and I'm like, wow, This had nothing to do with me in the first place. Had everything to do with them and what they're going through. So you got to understand, we carry energy inside us, and it gets expressed every day, even when you try to clamp it down, hide it, push it down, whether it's guilt, fear, shame, anger, hate, whatever. Now here's the really cool thing. She did walk past me and she saw me, and I had this real neutral experience, and I could tell all of a sudden her charge didn't connect with me because I don't have that charge anymore. There's nothing to connect to anymore. Now here's one of the steps that I believe truly shifted everything. About, maybe it was 2 years ago or more. It started a long time, but I really shifted into gear about 2 years ago. I just completely stopped dealing with these people. I wouldn't talk to them. I wouldn't acknowledge them. I'd just walk right by them. So one of the things a lot of you go through is like, yeah, but I don't want to be alone. I'm telling you, you're not alone. You've never been alone. The reason why you're not around better people that treat you better is because you're around shitty people who treat you shitty. I absolutely refused to interact with people who've been mean to me in the past. And if someone starts being mean to me again, boom, I'm done. I will never talk to them again. You're right. I got rid of a lot of people out of my life, and suddenly I was pretty lonely. But thank God I started this process, because a little while back I met one person that was nice, then another, and now someone at this one store is being nice that I wouldn't even talk to, and it's like, well, that's a really nice person. And all of a sudden I'm noticing only good people are coming into my life, because I won't let messed up people come into my life anymore. There's no option there for them anymore. If they do, I just cut them off. I block them, get rid of them. You're not allowed in. No more. It's like picking weeds. Once I notice a weed, boom, you're gone. Life changing. What a lot of you don't realize is how much your life can shift and change and build and grow into the type of life and emotions that you want to feel and experience on a daily basis. Sure, it'll take some work, it'll take some effort, it'll take consistency is really probably the number one word I want to use right now. But it's worth it. I'm telling you, I'm there. If I were to give you the number one thing that has shifted everything, it's a different perspective on life. I do the best I can with where I'm at in the moment that I'm at, with what I have right now, and I just go. Before, I felt like I had to have the perfect car, the perfect girlfriend. I had to be in perfect shape, perfect cardio. Maybe not the perfect car and girlfriend, I think it's just a standard thing, but I felt like I had to feel perfect emotionally. That's really what it was for me. And I had to eat healthy, and I had to be in a certain space, otherwise I couldn't do it. Like, things had to be in a certain way. I threw that out the window. And I used to do that in sports a lot, where everything had to be in alignment, otherwise I wouldn't perform well. Well, I threw that out the window. I'm like, okay, where am I at? Here's where I'm at today. What can I do today? What can I do right now? And I do it. Right now, I just had surgery on my right shoulder. I can't even move it. But I can stretch my legs. I can jab with my left hand. I can still do my kicks with my left leg and my right leg. I can still walk. I can still climb hills. I can still do this. And I'm doing it. I'm not waiting to be completely healed to begin to exercise. And then I'm going to do it. I'll give you another example. So I've been kind of slacking a little bit on my vegetables, so I'm really trying to get that going. So one of the things I do whenever I go for these walks or bike rides, there's areas where there's no buildings, there's no business, there's nothing for miles. And we have this plant, I forget the name of it, but it tastes like licorice. I grab that stuff and I eat that stuff. I'll even bring some of it home because it's the most natural, most healthy thing around. You know, I use YouTube a lot. A good example is for my bicycle. I changed my bottom bracket. They wanted to charge me an outrageous amount of money. I'm like, Man, how hard is it to change a bottom bracket on these bicycles? Well, I went to YouTube and you buy this freaking tool and the crank remover, and that's freaking it. It was so freaking easy. You screw it on, you put the tool in it. It's a specialized tool, and it grabs it and you tighten it up. I'm like, dude, that was way too easy. And here's the deal. I got 2 tools plus a brand new bottom bracket. Saved myself almost $40 on top of it, on top of everything. Plus, now I've got a bottom bracket and 2 new tools. And I know how to do it. It was freaking simple. Man, the amount of money they want to charge me, say, oh, it's going to take like an hour to do. It literally took me 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes, like 45 seconds to pop off each crank. And to tighten up the bottom bracket, you just screw it in. You just screw it in. But it's kind of got a funny thing to tighten it down. You got to have this one tool to go in there. It took me 5 seconds. It took me about 7 seconds to tighten it up finger tight. Put the tool in, wrench on, and you tighten it up another 3 seconds. I'm like, they wanted to charge me how much for that? That took me a total of like 7 minutes to do the whole damn thing. This new perspective, the way I look at life, it's changed everything. It really has. And it's taken the pressure off, yet I'm more intense. I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's no pressure. Now everything is fun. Okay, so here's what I want to end the video with. I would love it if you would support this channel. There's a couple ways. Number one, buy one of my dating relationship coaching books. For men, it's Cracked Female Code. Women, you can buy that book too. It'll blow you away. It's a 500-page book. It'll change your life. For women, I wrote 2 books, Why Men Just Don't Get It, and Every Woman's Battle, The Need for Love and Emotional Fulfillment, okay? So men, you can buy those 2 books. They're much shorter. They're about 60, 70 pages each, and they're much cheaper too. Let's see what else. There's also a donation button. There's also a PayPal link right there in the description box where just send 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever you want, if you appreciate this channel and what I've been doing for you guys, okay? And also I have my coaching and my energy healing, etc. So get a hold of me for that. I'll see you at the next video, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, and I hope it helps you to shift. See you in the next video. Bye.